Hello and welcome everyone. Myself Mijanur Rahaman, and today my topic of discussion is vocalization. So in today's video we will try to discuss about the vocalization. Now vocalization has two separate processes. Which are involved in vocalization, and these processes are: number one is phonation, and number two, that is articulation. So number one is phonation and number two is articulation. Now the whole process is dominated and coordinated by speech center. So the whole process which is dominated and the coordinated is controlled by the speech center, which is present in the cerebral cortex, and damage to which will lead to permanent asphyxia. And if this part is damaged, then what will happen? Permanent asphyxia. So the whole process is dominated and coordinated by speech center in the cerebral cortex, and it is damaged if it is damaged, to which lead to the permanent asphyxia. Now phonation. Phonation is due to the vibration of vocal cords. So why the phonation is occur? Due to the vibration of vocal cords, and which are folds stretched along with the lateral wall of the larynx. So what happens in case of phonation? It is due to the vibration of the vocal cords, which are folds stretched along the lateral wall of the larynx between the thyroid and arytenoid cartilages. Thyroid and arytenoid cartilages. And these are positioned by, and their tension is regulated by the intrinsic muscle of the larynx. So what happens? Phonation is due to the vibration of vocal cords, and in which the folds are stretched along with the lateral wall of the larynx between thyroid and arytenoid cartilages, and these are positioned by, and their tension is regulated by the intrinsic muscle of the larynx. Now the relevant intrinsic muscles are: if you draw a diagram, so this one is arytenoid muscle, and this one is arytenoid muscle. This one is posterior cricoarytenoid muscle, and this one transverse arytenoid muscle. This one is arytenoid cartilage. This one is vocal process. This one is vocal ligament. This one is thyroid cartilage. So these are the muscles and cartilages which are involved in the vocalization. So let us start with the thyroarytenoid muscle. It is made of many small slips of muscle fiber. It is made up of many small slips of muscle fiber which are controlled separately by different nerve fibers, and the contraction of these muscle fibers independently of each other is responsible for the control of shape of vocal cord. And it is also responsible for the control of shape of vocal cord, thick or thin or with sharp and blunt edge during the phonation of different types. So there are many types of phonation. It is responsible for the thick or thin or with sharp and blunt edge during the phonation of different types. And the posterior cricoarytenoid muscle, the next muscle, that is the posterior cricoarytenoid muscle, that is, it pulls the arytenoid cartilages away from the thyroid cartilage and thereby stretches the vocal cords, increasing their tension. Then number 3, the transverse arytenoid muscle. This one, it pulls the arytenoid cartilage together and thus draws the vocal cords towards each other. Then number 4, the lateral cricoarytenoid muscle pulls the arytenoid cartilages forwards and this increases the gap between the vocal cords to allow easy respiration. Now these are the important muscles. Now the vocal cords vibrates laterally because the pressure of air from the below pushes the vocal cords apart. Now the rapid flow of air between their margins creates a negative pressure which approximates the cords towards each other, and the cycle is then repeated. Now changes in the frequency of vibration of vocal cords are affected by alteration or in the tension of the cords. So what are the now changes in frequency of vibration of vocal cords are affected by number 1, alteration in tension of the cords. Number 2, that is the alteration in the thickness of the vibrating edge. Now here are two conditions. Number one, tension of vocal cords is regulated by intrinsic laryngeal muscles, which are described as, for example, the posterior cricoarytenoid and transverse arytenoid muscle, which will increase, and lateral cricoarytenoid muscle, which will decrease the tension of vocal cords. So what happened? The tension of the vocal cords is regulated by the intrinsic laryngeal muscle, which are described. Now example, as for example, the posterior cricoarytenoid and the transverse arytenoid muscle, which increase, and the lateral cricoarytenoid muscle, which will decrease the tension of the vocal cords. Number B, the thickness of the vibrating edge is regulated by the muscle fibers of the thyroarytenoid muscle. Thyroarytenoid muscle. And it has been mentioned that the group of muscle fibers in the muscle may contract independent of each other. So these are not dependent, these are independent. And one group producing thin edge and the other group producing thick edge of the vocal cord. So one group thin edge and another group thick edge. So these are not dependent, these are independent. And number C, that is the extrinsic muscle of the larynx also have a role. Number D, elevation of the larynx increases the tension and the depression of the larynx. And decreases the tension of vocal cord, and decreases the tension of vocal cords. Now, articulation and resonance. Articulation and resonance. The three major organs for articulation. Number 1, lips. Number 2, tongue. Number 3, soft palate. So these are the three major organs which are dependent for the articulation. Now the buccal cavity, the nose and nasal sinuses, the pharynx, the chest cavity, these all are resonators. So the resonators like buccal cavity, then nose, then the nasal sinuses, then the pharynx and the chest cavity. So these are the resonators. And determine the quality of the voice. These are helps to maintain the quality of the voice. And this does, if the nose is blocked due to cold, then the quality of voice is appreciably altered. So these are the some points for the vocalization. I hope you guys have understand about the vocalization. So vocalization has two separate processes involved in the vocalization. One is phonation and one is articulation. So these are the all events of phonation we have already discussed. Then the articulation, then these are the resonators. So if you have any query or any doubt related to these topics, you can comment down in the comment section. I'll try to reply them all. And do like and subscribe to my channel for supporting me and my channel. And thank you so much for watching the entire video.